Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 2 episode number 11 reaction. Alright, the previous episode. The first thing that happened in the previous episode is we got introduced to Ayano Koji's dad, and it happened in an way which made Anakoji realize that Chawashira Sensei has no clue who his dad is, and has no connection with him, and obviously which implies that the little blackmail that she was doing, kind of saying that, oh, you you're going to help class D to reach class A, that whole thing. Yeah, that's not going to work on him anymore, and he is not going to be helping the class out to reach class A. And obviously this also shows us how Chawashira Sensei herself has a particular goal. Why, we don't know, but she wants the class to go to class A. There must be a reason behind it. And that was the first thing. Another thing that we had, like, obviously we got to know is Anakoji's relationship with his dad is not very good. His dad looks at him as a commodity, and wants him back because he is the perfect material, or perfect something, specimen or sample, something he said like that. And they talked about the white room. I think that was what it was called, the room we always see. We don't know what that is entirely, but that is something, some kind of an experiment that he's doing or something like that. And Anakoji's dad calls him the perfect sample for that, or something like that, she says. And he just orders Anakoji, is like, oh, come back. But thankfully he's not able to put much pressure on Anakoji, because the chairman comes in, who is Arisu's wait, Arisu's dad, isn't it? Yeah, dad. For a moment I was forgetting. I was like, is it the dad or the grandfather? No, dad. Arisu's dad. And yeah, he is like, as long as he's within the school, within the rules, I'm going to protect him. Which also implies, Anagoji realized that as long as he's protecting the rules, if he goes outside the rules, then he might not be able to protect me like he is doing. For now, Anakoji's dad goes back. And yeah, now this brings up another thing. Obviously Anakoji has no other reason for helping the class to go to class A, so that's why he calls Karuizawa and says, like, oh, this will be the end, because I have no other, motivations of doing that. And yeah, so that's what happened. Now obviously I'm pretty sure after this, Ryuen is going to make his move, and probably something is going to happen to Karizawa, at which Anakoji will have to move again. We'll see. Or maybe something else is going to happen. That's just my guess. All right, let us begin. This is episode number 11. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Man who cannot command himself will always be a slave. Okay. Oh, Karuizawa. This applies to Karuizawa. I feel like. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously that means he doesn't need to. Yeah, like Kaisa is not anymore bound to the whole contract or whatever. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay. Well, One thing I'm not quite sure, but I've been hearing, I'll talk about this in the discussion section as well. Is the anime skipping parts? Like I've been seeing a few videos which are talking about how, like which part the anime cut out of the light novel, and I'm hearing that a lot of sections of the light novel has been completely just cut off from the anime. If you guys know, can you let me know about it? Okay. What? Who? Oh, great. Who? He's here. Yeah, you actually need it. We're just asking a reason. Yeah. Hey, what? Koenji just leaves. Is he going for Koenji? What is going on? I feel like Koenji can handle himself, hopefully. Having cameras on is not gonna true. Oh, why? Oh. Hmm. Okay, what's going on here? Why are they passing with Koenji? The way he talks. Right. Yeah. I'm the most beautiful person here. What do you mean by being weird? Yo. Oh. Oh. You don't have. Hey, what the hell? That was a nice mirror. What's wrong with you? uh, oh, is this Isu? What's going on here? Why is all the classes? Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Someone in. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. We know that. Yeah, and he's been actually being a liability most of the time for class D. So okay. Oh, he actually guessed correctly, didn't he? Well, ooh, oh my god, damn, Dragon Boy because Ruben. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, because there's a lot of people here. Okay. Ooh. I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure he can because I don't know. I get the feeling that he can. Why are you asking him? And why would he know? Or maybe he probably suspects it. He probably suspects it. Dragon. I'll kill you. Oh, I don't think it. Oh boy, something's gonna happen. Wait, what? Why did. Wait, why did Koenji. That was Koenji, wasn't it? I thought one of her class. Oh no, that was not Koenji. Never mind. I thought that was Koenji for a moment. Yeah, what can he do? Hmm. That's true. Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, it really doesn't look like that. True. Just basing on that. Oh my god. Imagine if it was Sudo who was controlling everyone. Oh boy, my god. Hmm. Yeah. Well, true. Yeah, he just wants not to just, yeah, because he's actively trying to search for Anokoji. Hmm. Oh, yeah, they're like following them and everything. Like, God. Yo, that caught me off guard, really. To mastermind to easing. Yeah, like what's baked? Oh my god. Is it Karizawa? Or maybe not. Who knows? Let's see. He's so cocky. I'm actually waiting to see what does with him. I want to see where that cockiness goes after. What the construction site? What the hell is going on here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Karizawa. Yep, there you go. That's Karizawa. God damn. There you go. Like I said, like Karizawa, they're going to involve Karizawa in something, and Anukoji will have to move. Or who knows? Let's see what Anukoji does. Okay, what did he? Okay, okay. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like tying her up or something? Yep. Tied her up. Oh boy. Yeah, because her secret will be out then. And yeah, well, there you go. That's a question. Mm, yeah, well, makes sense. Ugh. So I'm guessing he also sent a message to Ayano as well, or that number. Oh boy, here we go. Ugh. Which is true. All right. No, I feel like. Oh boy, here we go. What the? What the? Water? No, what is that water? Oh, because it's cold. That's why he made this place so cold. What the hell? Yeah. Oh my god, what now? Oh my, what the hell? Great. Oh boy, needs to go down. Like, really? Like, enough is enough. Like, okay, did he get the message? I'm pretty sure he sent a message to him. But so he did not get. What's happening? What the? Damn, yeah, she is loyal, extremely. Great. I don't know why the hell Ibuki is just. Her name is Ibuki, isn't it? Oh, great. Well, like that was not like I don't know when this is going to happen. Like I like the whole very, what do you call it, the whole cool and calm attitude of Ayano Koji, but I feel like it's time for this guy to go down, like Ryuen. Like he has been, like, going, I feel like he's been going too far a few of these episodes, and he needs to really go down now, like, yeah. And I really I don't know, like, and I really hope Ayano Koji does something after this. Like, what is going on? And I'm pretty sure he will, because Ruin is that type of a character who will definitely try to find out Ayano Koji's identity any way possible. And I'm pretty sure when he will get close to Ayano Koji, and Ayano Koji will realize, like, you know what, I need to pummel this guy right into the ground. Otherwise, this guy will be a bigger problem to me than me trying to hide my identity. So the identity is almost out. So yeah, let me just take care of him real quick. Like, I really want to see that happening very quickly, because I think it's time. Like, Ruin is actually on the boundaries now. Like, and I'm pretty sure Anakoji has no plans on letting anyone know about his identity, and he's the mastermind. So I do wonder, like, I'm pretty sure Anakoji will do something to Ruin, but what will he do? Ruin is not a type of person who's going to keep quiet. And if Anakoji, like, now this can go two ways. Either Anakoji will do something indirectly which will keep his identity a complete secret. Ruin will never get to know who is the mastermind, but still he'll get just, like, completely just trashed down, and he'll get to know, like, like, the actual I don't know, like, the path he's walking. He'll realize that I should not go in that path, otherwise I'll get destroyed, and he himself will back down. Either that's going to happen, or Anakoji is going to show his identity, and face to face he'll show him, what happens. So I do, in that case, I do wonder what Anakoji is going to do. Will he blackmail him, say something like, oh, like, if my identity goes, like, like, if my identity comes out of your mouth to anyone else, you'll see what I'm going to do, or something like that is going to happen? Is that what's going to happen? I do wonder which of it. He'll either keep his identity secret and do everything indirectly, Ayano Koji, or he'll come out. So which one is it? And I do wonder, like, if it's the second choice, that he shows his identity, then how is he going to make Ruin keep his mouth shut? So yeah. But I'm pretty sure Ayano Koji will do something. Like, it feels like this is the 11th episode, 12th and 13th episode, 2 more episodes left. It feels like that'll be the climax, either the next episode Ayano Koji is going to probably do something, or episode number 30. My bet is next episode 12 will probably have Ayano Koji do something at least. So yeah, we'll see. But either way, this episode begins with okay, one thing I was talking about, like, at the beginning of the episode, is, like, I've been hearing that like, the anime is actually cutting out a lot of things from the light novel. Is that true? Like, actual chunk of scenes I've been hearing that they're completely just omitting. Is that what's happening? Can you let me know? Like, because I've been hearing, like, a lot of people I've been seeing talking about, a lot of people are also making videos on it, on YouTube, and talking about how, oh, these are the sections which have been completely omitted by the anime while this was there in the light novel. If that's actually the case, then that is such a shame, because this show is really interesting, and I feel like it would have been even more interesting if they actually included everything. Obviously, it's impossible to include everything, because, so minimal things they could have omitted, and most of the things they could have included. If that's not happening, if they're actually rushing through everything, then that will be such a disappointment, because honestly speaking, if this is the result of rushed storytelling, I don't know what great masterpiece it would have been if it would not have been rushed. Like I said, I am not quite sure. I've been hearing people say that their anime is rushing it and actually omitting stuff. So, like, that's the big, like, thing, like, if this is the result of rushed storytelling, then I can't imagine what good it would have been if they did not rush it. But like I said, I'm completely sure. This is just what I've heard from people. So if you have, if you have any information about that, are they really rushing it? Are they omitting things from the light novel? Please let me know in the comments, because I genuinely am really liking this anime. But I will actually be surprised if they're actually omitting stuff, because if animes omit stuff from the light novel or the source material, usually it kind of becomes like a like a broken mess, and most of the time the anime fails. Unfortunately, yeah, that's not the case here. If this is really being rushed, this feels fine as a story. So I am just wondering how it would have been if they included everything. Like, it would have probably taken a long time for them to complete this, but still, it would have been a very fleshed out, I feel like, show if they are not rushing stuff. But anyways, I don't know. I'm not quite sure. So let me know. Is that really what's happening? But either way, we begin this episode with Ruin just coming to Class D and trying to see who the like trying to test the waters. And I love how as soon as he gets in, Koenji just leaves. And okay, now Ruin and everyone follows him, sorry. And everyone from Class D, Horikita and all of the others, also start following Ruin. Ayano like, that was like, all right, let's go. His friend, that guy, I still cannot remember his name, but the new group that he's made, that guy there, he says that oh, like, we should, like, check, we should go and check out. And Ayano is like, all right, fine. And I was kind of surprised because I did not expect Ayano to go, because like he said that, oh, I'll keep a low profile now. But I guess like, if he suddenly starts doing that, people will be suspicious. So he's like, all right, fine, let's go. And he decides to follow them. And Hirata was also going to follow, but he's like, no, stay there, like, it'll be better. And like, let me go. And Tsudo, Yukimura, and that guy, Ayano new friend, that guy, and Ayano and Horikita, obviously, all of them are here. Koenji is being surrounded by these, like, Class D people. Ruin is there, and Ruin is like, and Horikita's like, what the hell are you doing? And Ruin is like, oh, I'm just having a conversation with him. We don't have anything to talk to you. And and he just directly asks, like, oh, like, are you the mastermind? Like, because, oh no, so he doesn't ask, sorry. Koenji deduces it, sorry. Koenji deduces that he's trying to find, like, the mastermind. And he's like, I assure you. Wait, what? Just a sec. Oh no, at first he talks about his date or whatever, brings out a mirror and a and a comb, and I don't know why Ruin just threw the mirror down. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you what was the point in throwing down that mirror? Like, anyways, obviously acting like a villain, like, that's what he does. And now, you know what? I'm going to say something about Ruin. This is one thing. I feel like Ruin has a lot of potential, as a character. But the thing that actually really bothers me about him is, like, he actually acts like such a typical villain. Like, it's actually weird. Like, I see him, like, I see how he's actually really smart. There's so many sections that we actually see that Ruin is pretty smart, like, he's not like one of those typical villains who are just, like, act tough, but they're in their head, they're empty. Not like that. He's actually smart, he can fight, and he's really good as a, like, as a character. He has a lot of potential. However, it always bothers me so much, like, everything he does is so much like a copy paste typical, like, villain of, like, like, of a show. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm having fun, I'm testing my, like, abilities, like, this type of cocky, like, like, provocations and everything. Like, all that he does is like a typical villain, and I'm very much shocked by that, because like, people who usually does that, villains who actually act that tough, shows off like that, are usually in their head, they're completely empty, and they're just like, like empty vessel sounds much, that type of a character. However, Ryuan is not like that. I've seen in and I've seen quite a few sections where he genuinely shows very good intellect, but he acts like this, and I'm like, why? You know, like this actually bothers me so much, because like the way he acts is so much like a typical villain, like, oh, god damn. But anyways, like, I can see, like, what's the thing with the good villains, who are extremely intelligent and everything, they're not cocky. The reason behind that is because they are intelligent, they know that they should not show that cockiness, and they're like, they are cocky, but in a very subtle manner. And like, you by talking to them, you'll realize that that person is extremely intelligent, and the things that they're saying and everything, like I feel like Arisu, I wouldn't call Arisu a villain, but a character like Arisu, I feel like it's like could be like a good villain. Like her, the character like her, she's calm, she's cool, but obviously we've not seen Arisu that much, so I'm just basing this on the few scenes that we've seen her. But still, what I've noticed of her is like she's calm, she's cool, she's intelligent, and she doesn't show off. But at the same time, she also shows off a little bit, like, looking at her behavior and everything, the way she's acting. For example, when Ryuan tries to attack her, she's just standing there because she knows one of her friends will save her. That type of, this here shows a little bit of cockiness. Like this type of subtle cockiness, I feel like it's really good for villains, like villains to have that type of a character. And so Aisu, like, could be a very good villain, I feel like. She's calm, she's cool, she's intelligent, and she doesn't show off. That's, I feel like that's like, the identity of an actual good villain. But Ruin also has like the properties of a good villain. He's intelligent and everything, but the thing that puts me off is so much about him is that he shows off too much, and it seems like he's cocky so much, like, so many times. And him underestimating his opponent is also another big fault of, like, villains. Like, good villains don't underestimate their opponents. This guy Ruin underestimates everyone. Again, that also puts me off, because he could be, like, he as a villain, he could be so good, but at the same time, yeah, like, these are the qualities that I'm like, no, like, what the hell. But anyways, like I said, like, he's a really good character, Ruin, but a few things that he does actually kind of is so unusual that I'm most of the time I'm actually very conflicted about what to feel about this guy. But anyways, yeah, I feel like, yeah, like for Ruin, I feel like he needs to be actually shown his place. He actually needs to be completely, like, just like, like, shown that, yeah, you're not the hot shot over here. And after he gets a lesson like that, I feel like he'll become a lot more like, I wouldn't call humble, but a lot more, like, understanding, and realize that, yeah, I shouldn't be that much overconfident. Like, he's overconfident, and I feel like we need to actually, like, like, someone needs to put that a little bit down and let him know that you're not the, like, hot shot over here. You're good, definitely good. Ruin is really good, but you're not the best. That type of a situation. And I'm pretty sure Anakoji will probably do that, I'm guessing, just but yeah, like, like, that's the thing about Ruin. He's a great character, but some things he does is actually really unusual. But anyways, enough about that. So okay, now while all of this was happening, oh yeah, what's her name, Arisu comes in, and like, with her friends, yeah, classmates. That guy is there, that blonde guy, and later on I actually mistake him for Koenji, because if you see Koenji and him, they look, obviously Koenji is a lot more, like, like muscular and everything, but like, if you look at their face, you could see even the hairstyles are kind of same, isn't it? So when he saves, like, Arisu from Ruin, for a moment I actually thought that was Koenji. I'm like, what? Why is Koenji protecting her? And then I'm like, oh no, that's not Koenji, that's someone else. But anyways, Yeah, there's three of them. There's like one girl, that guy, and there's another guy who I don't think we've seen before. Maybe we've seen, but I didn't pay attention. But this guy, with long hair and yeah. Now, so Arisu comes in and just stands there, and Ruin is like, "All right, you can stay there, but don't interrupt." And he asks Koenji about, like being the mastermind if it's him, and he's like, what are you saying? Like, no, I'm not the mastermind. You've seen me doing stuff, like I'm a my pace type of guy. I do whatever the hell I want to, even like, kind of sabotaging the whole, like, group in the process as well, and like, being a liability. And so yeah, I'm not the mastermind here. He says, I haven't even put any particular effort into tests up to this point, nor do I intend to. What could you possibly get out of confronting me? And Ruin says that doesn't add up. What about the special exam on the ship? Okay, as far as I can remember, in the special exam, I think that planet exam, he actually guessed and it was correct, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. Okay, and he's like, oh, that's a mere exercise to kill time, and it freed me from participation in those annoying get-together. And Ruin's like, I can't be assured then, like you didn't participate in the others. And there's no guarantee that you don't control the D class. So I'm guessing basically Ruin is trying to say like, oh, that's just your camouflage. You're acting like that because you are actually the person who's controlling D class, and you're acting like this deliberately because you don't want others to know that. So I'm guessing that's what he's trying to mean here. And he says like, correct indeed, but if you're the kind of person that would come to such a conclusion, it merely shows the limit of your brain power. God damn. Ugh, Koenji. And he directly calls him stupid. And Ruin is like, yeah, if you're actually telling the truth, you are correct. You are irrelevant to me. And he calls him Dragon Boy. Obviously, Ru means dragon. Like, I don't understand. Why did he get pissed off at that? Like, Dragon Boy is a nice... I guess maybe because he called him a boy. That's why maybe he got mad. Because I feel like Dragon Boy is a pretty nice name, isn't it? Like who doesn't want to be a dragon? Like, dragons are majestic, beautiful, strong creatures. So I'm pretty sure, I think like he probably got pissed off at the boy part. If you called him Dragon Man or something, I don't know. He would have probably been fine with it. I'm not sure. Or maybe it has something else to do, So who knows? But either ways, Dragon Boy. And Arisu kind of like, oh no, you know what? Maybe no. He actually did not get angry at the fact that he called him Dragon Boy, but I think he got angry at the fact that Arisu made fun of that name and called that to him. Like, because Koenji called him Dragon Boy, he doesn't say anything. He just continues his conversation. Arisu laughs a little bit, and then later on when Arisu calls him Dragon Boy, in a sarcastic tone, by making fun of him, I think that's why he got pissed off at that. Yeah, that might be the reason, I feel like. Because I feel like Koenji just called him Dragon Boy just for the sake of it, while Aisu genuinely tried to make fun of him. That's why he particularly got pissed at that. Or maybe because of that. And he asks like, oh, like, you know what, I can just attack you, I can just dominate you through violence, and what will you do then? And he's like, that's a nonsensical question. You won't make that decision, certainly not here, obviously, because not only there's class D here, class A is also here, and Ruin and these few characters will definitely not be able to do anything to Koenji, because I'm pretty sure class A would not interfere in anything that happens to it. So excluding class A, class D is also here. Sudo is here with us. So Koenji himself is pretty strong. I'm pretty sure Koenji can take handle Ruin one versus one. Now, talking about the other class A people, I'm pretty sure Sudo and the others can probably handle them. And if they start attacking each other here, this would have been a messy situation, because Koenji is not here alone. If 4 or 5 characters ganged up on him, maybe they could have done something. But there's actually quite a few people here. So not necessarily, like, like that's probably why Koinji said that. And not only that, okay, Ruin says, I'm afraid I'm capable of anything, even in inconvenient locations. Like, you see this, like, like, this is actually so unusual. Like, the cockiness Ruin shows is not something that a good villain should show at all. Like, a good villain should always be calm and cool, but like, there's this overconfidence in him that I feel is so unusual. But I'm just saying that he's a good villain. Maybe he's not supposed to be a good villain, because like, usually in shows there is actually like a really good villain who appears, who's actually perfect in every sense, and they're calm, cool, they're extremely calculating, that type of a character. Maybe I'm just thinking that Ruin is supposed to be that character, but he's actually not that character. So who knows? But I feel like he has the qualities of becoming a really good character. Not only a really good villain, but as a really good character. His intelligence and everything is there. But his overconfidence is a bit too much, I feel like. Like, that actually ruins everything. Ruins everything. Oh boy. Oh, goddamn. Oh boy. Now, and Koenji here directly says that I'll give you my answer. If you do make that decision, then in order to protect myself and my pride, I'll knock out all that come after me. There you go. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Koenji could have handled them. I'm pretty sure Koenji is pretty strong. Ruin says, you think you can beat me alone? I'm failing to imagine a reason why I couldn't. He's completely insane in a different way than me. I guess, insane in a way because, like, I feel like we've seen, Koenji is extremely confident and extremely prideful as well. Like, kind of narcissistic as well, you could say. But I guess that in a way kind of, obviously he's strong. Like, looking at him, you can understand he's strong. So that in itself, I guess, could, like, he probably is a type of character who feels like I can do anything. And surprisingly, he might actually be able to take care of Ruin alone. So that confidence or that whatever, I'm pretty sure Ruin probably realized that. I don't know, it's just my guess. And said that you're completely insane in a different way than me. Because, he just confidently said that, oh, like, if anyone comes for me, I'll take care of him. No problem. And surprisingly, I'm pretty sure he can. I'm pretty sure he actually can take care of everyone who comes for him. And Ruin probably realized that, and that's why he's like, oh, he's insane in a different way. Now he says, like, tell me one thing, Koenji. Now he asks, like, who do you think it is? Now Koenji's like, oh, I'm going to keep that a secret. I'm not going to spoil anything, You did that, he says something like, that's your duty to find out, and I'm not going to take out the fun in that, like, by just spoiling the whole thing. So I'm guessing that implies that he probably has an idea as to who is the mastermind behind it, Koenji, or maybe he's just saying crap because he's just acting. Because Koenji, really, I'm actually confused about him in a lot of sense. There's so many sections where I actually think that, is he actually trolling, or genuinely he is that kind of a character, that stupid? But like, part of me feels it feels like he is actually just acting or something like that. But maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, the whole thing that he said here, like, oh, I'm not going to spoil it for you, this implies that he knows who the mastermind is. Implies. So maybe he really does know, or maybe he's just saying crap. Who knows? Either way, yeah. So there you go, Koenji leaves. I'm guessing he's just going to leave. But here, Arisu suddenly starts poking Ruin. She's like, oh, like, calls him Dragon Boy. Oh no, at first she was trying to talk about the mastermind, and Ruin says, like, keep quiet, Sakayanagi. And oh no, she does call him Dragon Boy. Okay, never mind. And he says, like, next time you call me that, I'll kill you. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he got pissed off because she was actually sarcastically calling him Dragon Boy. That probably pissed him off. The tone in his voice, her voice. And Arisu then again repeats that, calls him Dragon Boy again, and he decides to go and attack him, and Arisu is just standing there. And now here, I actually thought Koenji stopped them, you know, like they show half of the face and the, like, you know, the blonde hair and the thing. I actually thought it was Koenji, but it was not. It was the other guy. I was so surprised there. I was like, why is Koenji protecting him? And then I was thinking something. I'm like, you know, like in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe Koenji has some kind of affiliation to Sakayanagi's, like, you know, like group or something like that is going on. And then later on, I'm like, oh, that's that guy. That's not Koenji. And the next thing that I says like, oh, did that upset you? Sorry about that. Ruin. Calls him Ruin perfectly this time. And Horikita's like, what are you doing? Like, you know, like your behavior is a huge problem. And Arisu says, did something problematic happen? Just now, Hashimoto-kun, that's his name. And Hashimoto-kun is like, no, I just tripped. You know, like it's no problem. And Ruin is just looking at them. And yeah, there you go, no problem there. Now Koenji just leaves, and here wait, is that her name? Her name is Ibuki, isn't it? Or am I making a mistake? You know what, let me check. I think her name is Ibuki. Yep, Ibuki, there you go, that's correct. So Ibuki asks him that, oh, are you just letting him go? Like, you know, aren't you, he could have just lied. Like, why are you letting him go? And his Ruin is like, oh, if he was really the person, I wouldn't let him go that easily. And he says, like, Ibuki says, like, there might be a possibility that he lied. Ruin says his thought processes and mine don't match up. Which I guess he did not talk, but he did kind of converse with Ayanokoji, you know, even though he's anonymous. So he was able to kind of track what type of a character that person is behind that mail. So he can kind of understand what the thought process is of Ayanokoji. Obviously, he doesn't know it's Ayanokoji, but that anonymous person, he knows that person's thought process. So talking with Koenji, he realized that it's not the same. You know, like it's not the same, and he probably realized like, nah, this is not that person that I've been talking to. It's someone else. And he does say, like, do you think that that guy would be the one who's going to be scheming with Horikita? But at the same time, I would like to say here, like, why not? Maybe that's just the whole, like, you know, like, what do you call it? I mean, that's just the whole trickery that he's, like, you know, making everyone go through. Like, you know, he's tricking everyone by acting that frivolous and that, like, you know, irresponsibly, but deep down he is actually the one who is the mastermind. That could happen easily. So, but anyways, like, you know, like Ruben said, he did converse with him, and talking to him, he did realize like the person who he's talking to behind that message and this person is not the same. So after that, they kind of, like, you know, like he tries to rile up everyone, and he says something like, one of my reasons for calling all of them, like, you know, like for calling Koenji here was seeing who is going to follow them. Okay, what did he say that? Just a second, let me try to find that part. Okay, here we go. I was able to narrow down my candidates today as to who is it that's hiding behind you. I'm guessing he said like he can narrow it down because he probably suspects the few people who came with Horikita, maybe one of them is the mastermind. But like I said, it's not necessary. Everything that he is like, you know, kind of thinking about are all speculations, you know. Like, maybe that's not the case, but at the same time, I guess, like, you know, he does have to rely on speculations and guesswork at this moment, because there's no other thing that he could do at this point, because the person is anonymous, and this is the only way he can probably find some lead, and by trial and error, he'll probably try to find out who's the mastermind like this. So yeah, that's why he's doing all of this. And Horikita wants him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not obligated to listen to you." And he's like, "Oh, the game will end soon. I'll look forward to the finale." Just leaves, and Hanako is just looking at him. Now, Anukoji here kind of thinks like both Ichinose and Sakayanagi are taking interest in him, but they could be dealt with later. The person who's the biggest problem here is Ruin, because he's just rushing into things and actually actively trying to hunt him down. Like this is what I was trying to say at the ending of the anime, this episode, where I said that like the thing here is like Ruin is actually going too close to Ainokoji now. You know, like he's actually trying to find the leads and actually following the leads little by little and coming closer and closer to finding out Ayanokoji's identity. As soon as he will cross that boundary, Ayanokoji is going to grab him and put him down completely. That's what's going on basically, I feel like. And that's going to happen. And that's basically what Ayanokoji says here. Ayanokoji says here that Ruin is the one who's the biggest problem here, because he's actively trying to find out who he is. Now, here Ruben is like sitting down, and he here talks with Ibuki and Albert. Albert is also there all the time with them. That how he's actually putting pressure on all the students in class D. So that's what's happening. All the people who are just following the students, they're just trying to put pressure on them so that they get rattled or something like that happen. And then we kind of get like little scenes of everyone, all the class C members keeping an eye on all these characters. Okay, now after that, Ibuki says that, "Why are you doing this? I'm enjoying myself. The truth is my heart is racing." Exaltation akin to first love. My god. Oh boy. First love, huh? First love is going to hurt a lot, When like I'm I'm just waiting for the episode when we'll see him and Anakoji face to face. He's talking about first love, and most of the time first love hurts a lot, and he's going to he's going to realize the pain very soon. I think so. Oh my god. Now, okay. After that, we see. Okay, now he's making another plan, and he talks about the whole bait thing that he's going to do now. He starts talking about that now after that. Okay, he says he's going to crush the bait, or I'll crush the bait and the mastermind. So obviously bait here is Karuizawa. Karuizawa is going to come. He's going to he has also sent a message to the mastermind telling that the bait is here. So the bait is obviously going to act as a bait for the mastermind, and he's like, all right, I'm going to do that. The mastermind is going to come, and I'm going to crush them both. That's what he's planning, obviously. Now they go to a construction site, and wait, what did he spray? This part I don't understand. Is that like something that makes the atmosphere cool? Is that what he sprayed or something like that, I'm guessing? This place is so dark, I cannot see what the hell they did. Oh, they blocked the thing so that no one can watch them, and the place is extremely cold. So I was wondering at the beginning, why is this place so cold, and why did he pick this place? But yeah, makes sense after we see what happened. Now, okay, the bait obviously is going to show up. He get he's putting his best on that, and the mastermind is also going to show up. He's also putting his best on that. And Ibuki is like, if they both don't come, what are you going to do? And he's like, oh, that's also fun in a way, So yeah, now obviously Karuizawa is definitely going to come, because we know Karuizawa's character. She's extremely afraid of these type of situation, doesn't want her actual identity to come out, and because of the whole bullying thing and everything, she wants to keep everything a secret. So obviously blackmailing her, talking about her bullying, like like those pictures and all that, is a really great way for him, for anyone, to make Karuizawa come to that location. So what Ruin did here worked pretty well. They were skeptical about the situation. Ruin did think that maybe she'll come, maybe she'll not. But for Karuizawa, if she sees something like that, she's definitely going to come. So the first part, he won. Karuizawa did end up showing herself. And he asks Karuizawa about who the mastermind is, and Karuizawa's like, I don't know what we're talking about. And they obviously pressure her and talk about how everyone knows that she's a victim of bullying and how that is going to come out. And so you better say everything, otherwise we're going to blackmail you. And Karuizawa tries to act tough for a little bit. She does say I'm even though that it's not necessarily that you could blackmail me with that, what gives you the confirmation that by trying to blackmail me like this, I'll just say everything. But then Ruin says that, yeah, you are afraid about this whole situation. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come here. You would have just ignored my message. You did end up coming here. That means you are concerned. So that in itself proves that you are concerned about this. And that's why this is a good bargaining chip. And, and oh God, then they just tie her up and put water on her head. Obviously, it's very cold. It's freezing, and cold water on her head. And Ruin again asks her, and I by the end I was impressed. I was like, yeah, Karuizawa really did not say anything even by the end. And she did end up holding her ground. And for a moment, like I said, Karuizawa, even after being tired, tries to say oh, I'm not being bullied. And where did you get your proof from? And Ruin says from Manabe's own mouth. And we know what happened over there. And he says I have no interest in you, so just tell the name and I'm going to leave, no problem. And she's like, no, I'm not going to. And he says is the mastermind that important to you? And yeah, she still doesn't say. And okay, and then she starts for a moment, Karuizawa also kind of tries to go clap back. She says since you need me, that's why you called me here. You wouldn't try to expose my past just like that. You'll try to keep me as a bargaining chip because you need me to actually expose the mastermind. So you're not going to do anything to me, because you actually need my cooperation. And Ruin says, I see. You think I can't expose your past. Am I wrong? Okay, you get it. Don't you think letting me go is the best choice? Absolutely not. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get the info from you. So obviously, she is correct. He does need her, but at the same time, Ruin is like, yeah, I'm going to get the information from out of you today, and by any method. So they start pouring water on her, and it's freezing and everything. Obviously, that's how you could say that they're torturing her to get the answer out. And Ruin kind of talks about how unusual this school is, because stuff happens here which obviously normal school doesn't allow, like beating up, certain forms of violence is allowed here. You can bribe people, bribe upperclassmen, even maybe teachers as well. And you can do anything. There's security cameras there for that reason as well. And it's just behind the trades with other classes, all of that happens here. So he says people who are at the top, okay, where is it? Anyone with any brains will be testing out the boundaries through trial and error. Okay, and this is part of that. You see how overconfident and cocky he is. He says people who have brains and people who are special obviously are going to do trial and error, and he says how this is part of that, which obviously means he includes himself in one of those people. like this cockiness, I don't know. I feel like, like, I feel like it's so unusual. A person like him who's that intelligent, it's actually so weird he's so overconfident. People who are extremely intelligent and extremely calm-headed, they're not that overconfident and cocky. So Ruin actually throws me off most of the time. Like half of the time I'm not able to understand, what type of character he's supposed to be. Is he supposed to be that loud-mouthed, cocky character who acts stuff but in the, like, inside there's nothing? Or is he supposed to be that character who is calm, cool, very calm-headed and, like, extremely intelligent and a good villain type of a character who's not cocky? He's a mixture of both. That's actually surprising. I don't think I've ever seen a character like this before, who's this overconfident and cocky but who's also very capable. Have I seen a character? No, I don't think so. I've never seen a character like this before, like who has a mixture of both the, like, things at the same time. So yeah. But anyways, then he grabs, like, like, puts like the what do you call it, the what do you call it, that sack or whatever, on her, like, head, and he says, like, he brings out like a knife or whatever, I don't know. Now we see Ayano and his friends, the new group, them like, oh, should we go to karaoke? And Ayano is like, yeah, let's go, sound good. Now I'm wondering, how did he call Ayano? I'm guessing he messaged him, and I'm pretty sure Ayano read it. I wonder what he's going to do after that, because it seems like he has other plans. He has plans to go to karaoke. I don't know. Like, I'm waiting for what's going to happen. Now, after that, now one thing we could see, Ibuki is not happy at all by the way they're doing things. She just directly tells, like, Ruin that the minute you know who the mastermind is, I'm leaving. And like, yeah, so, which kind of makes me feel like Ibuki will probably be a character who will probably deflect from Ruin's group in the future, because as we can see, she is not comfortable with the thing that Ruin does. Like, you see, like, when they were hitting her, not hitting, but like pouring water over her and everything, she was actually being very, like, kind of looking away and everything. And so yeah, this gives, like, I don't know, like, it gives an opportunity for a further, like, future plot point where maybe she will become, like, a time will come when she'll be so uncomfortable with the stuff that Ruin does, she's actually going to deflect from his group or something like that. But I guess that you cannot do anything unless and until your class changes. As long as they're in the class, like, they're in class C, this thing will continue, because this is the problem here. The class, like, the people who are stuck with Ruin are stuck with Ruin because they're in class C. You cannot just go and try to group up with some other class. That's impossible. So that's the thing. Like, that's the problem here, I feel like. But either way, he's like, oh, I'm going to break, like, Karuizawa, and something like that, he says. So yeah, I do wonder what's going to happen in the next episode. If Ayano is going to make his move next episode, or if something else is going to happen, we'll see. But either way, yeah, I want to see Ruben just, I don't know, like, understand, like, what he's trying to mess with. And I do want to see his face when he realizes that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I have, like, high hopes for that happening. Like, there's a 70% chance of just what I said that might happen. Ayano will come and actually show him what he's messing with. But there's also maybe a chance of something else happening and Ayano solving this situation by some other manner. So that's what I'm saying. Like, 70% chance I think that will happen, but who knows? Maybe not. This show sometimes surprises you the way things happen. So we don't know. We'll have to wait for the next episode. So there you go. That's it. Thanks for watching. This is my reaction to Classroom of the Elite season 2 episode number 11. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Classroom of the Elite. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.